this is Throwing Shade.
We're feminasty Erin Gibson.
And homosexual Bryan Safi.
Take a look at the headlines in politics.
And pop culture.
And treat them with much less respect than they deserve.
Can you handle it? Bryan, I heard you took a Lyft.
I did.
And did you get murdered?
No, I didn't. You know, I've always been afraid to take a Lyft because they encourage you to sit in the front seat, which for me, with a stranger, it's like, no, I'm not going to, like, what am I going to do in the front seat with a stranger?
Talk to somebody?
Yeah. Also, like, about what? You know what I mean? Like,
the weather?
Well, yeah, and you know what? It's
Books?
really...
Hamburgers?
It's actually very selfless of me because he's been picking up people all day. And
sexist.
The same questions are, what part of town do you live in? How long have you been doing this? Do you like working for them? You know what I mean? Like, it's just sort of like, I don't want to bore him to death. I certainly don't want to, you know.
Well, why don't you just open the door and say, have you seen the ESPN 30 on 30 about Nancy Kerrigan and Tara Lipinski? Or not Tara Lipinski.
Tanya Harding.
Yeah, whatever.
You know, they should do a Michelle Kwan, Tara Lipinski 30 for 30. Looking at you,
Essie? Yeah. Essie nail art.
Looking for you. So, yeah, but it was a lovely ride, an easy breezy.
Did you chit chat?
We did chit chat a little because I was so new to me, and so he was like, I got in the car and I was like, how does this close? And he showed me how to close the door.
Oh, good.
He showed me how to roll down the window.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
How much was it?
He from the airport. $30 total.
It's great.
Which is insane because taking a cab is usually about
65.
$90 for me. And it was so funny because at the end I thought at the end you lift the car up.
With what? A crane? A magnet crane?
Yeah, just like, you know, I didn't mean it.
Canada Airlines really dicked me over.
Really? They were so nice to me.
Mm-mm. They didn't warn me how much time we had left.
Till what?
Till we landed. And so I got all my work done and I was like, I'm going to watch Captain America Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. The plane landed and I had 30 minutes left.
Oh, that's
And
awful.
I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Am I going to sit here and watch this movie while everyone's rushing past me? Can I do that? How long is it going to take to get the bags out? I don't know.
Yeah.
This is the end of the movie. I don't know where the resolution is.
I'll tell you.
Did you see it for real?
I did.
Okay.
What does he fight with? A machete, a stick, a gun?
A circle.
He takes his circle gun. He takes his shield.
Yeah.
And he goes and he knocks on everyone's doors.
It's a hubcap of like an old Nazi tank. Yeah.
He knocks on Mark Ruffalo's door and is like, Mark, what's up, man? Like, what are we going to do even? And then he slams him over the head. And then he knocks on Scarlett Johansson's door, slams her over the head, knocks on Robert Downey Jr.'s. All the Avengers are dead. And at the end, he goes, protect yourself. #shield.
Oh, I see.
And then it ends.
Yeah.
Do you want to know something awful that I read?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, this is very true.
Where do you read all this catastrophe today?
Mm-hmm. Catastrophe today. This is headline.
Yeah, Dateline NBC. I know what you're doing.
Apparently, the turkey legs they sell at Disneyland are emu.
What?
Yeah. They're not turkey.
Why would they do that? Is it cheaper?
It must be cheaper.
Are they bigger?
But see, I don't feel like Disneyland does things on the cheap.
What are you talking about? Have you ever had a pizza from Disneyland? It's like eating a cardboard box with cheese on top.
No.
And it's $25. They have you. You're deep in. You've been walking for hours. You're fucking hungry. This is what nomads had to deal with in the desert, except change the desert out for rides.
I go to Pirates of the Caribbean. I have a sit-down meal.
That is the grossest.
Oh, no, it's
Why
not.
is it Bourbon Street,
No,
too? I
it's
don't
not.
understand.
I call the maitre d' and I say, Jahala, it's Bryan.
Uh-huh.
I need my table, my signature table.
Oh,
and
you're
great.
right
I
by
sit right by the shore.
Right by the Marauders.
Right by the shore. And I say, fettuccine, bread, the works.
Make no mistake, the only reason people eat there is because it's air conditioned. That's it.
That's probably true.
I mean, who's going to eat fettuccine Alfredo in a theme park? Fucking a murderer.
You're right.
When they think you've murdered somebody, you go into the police station and they go, do you eat fettuccine Alfredo in the dead summer heat in a theme park?
Can you imagine?
Surrounded by concrete and fake cars that don't even go that fast, but somehow emit more CO2 than a fucking Range Rover.
Can you imagine 95 degrees and thinking to yourself, hot cream? A new study was recently done about how religious LGBT adults are, because obviously religion has not always been a best friend to gay and lesbian.
No, but there are some
people.
churches who are kind of inclusive,
There
right?
are some who are inclusive, sort of newly inclusive, mostly in very urban areas and that kind of thing.
Keith Urban areas?
Keith Urban, anywhere that plays Keith Urban, and by proxy, any church that's a huge fan of Nicole Kidman usually allows gay people. By and large, I would say that most religious institutions are not huge fans of the gays. I think it's that tide is turning a little bit, but it's definitely, the majority is. Religion hasn't been so nice to gay people.
Religion isn't really nice to anybody if you think about it.
I mean, I guess it's not. This is just an example of the kind of signage that sometimes is on these deeply conservative religious institutions. You know how churches have signs where you can like put the letters on and that whole thing, like a marquee?
Yeah, and how old Dairy Queens used to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Their newest signage, Obama has released the homo demons on the black man. Look out, black woman. A white homo may take your man.
Sorry.
Any questions?
Yeah, I have a couple questions. Well, okay, so if Obama's releasing the gay demons on the black man.
Yes.
Right? So black men are going to be gay.
No. The white gay man is stealing
the black
the
man.
husbands of black women.
Right. Now I'm on board.
Right. Kind of goes to show you that it's not that unusual that LGBT people would not really be interested in religion and would move away from it. Well, so a recent survey done by Gallup found that LGBT adults in the U.S. are considerably more likely to identify themselves as non-religious. 47% of LGBT adults say that they are non-religious, compared to 30% of non-LGBT adults.
I see. So it's 17% higher.
17% higher. That difference between 47 and 30%, that's mostly for men. For women, it's an even bigger disparity. That women have LGBT women have really been like, thanks.
Have women in the church who come out as lesbians had a harder time?
I don't know why. It didn't explain it.
I thought maybe you'd know since you counsel so many lesbians in the Catholic Church.
I do. That is part of my job. My counseling is, try again. I have them fooled because I wear a habit. It's very confusing because I have to do like a
you have to get your beard lasered, right?
And I also do have to wear a ton of makeup to really pull it off. So I'm not really a nun to trust because they're not, really supposed to wear
makeup.
Exactly.
Or laser their beards.
But to make it like so that no one really questions anything, I pretend that I'm missing one leg.
So they feel sorry for you?
Yes. And I have a dog with only one leg that hops around. And I make the dog hop around the person. And I say, "This is my sister." And the person that I'm interviewing is like, "This seems weird." And I go, "How dare you? Because I'm missing limbs? Ladies and gentlemen."
Well, just
Exhibit
ladies.
A? Yeah.
Just ladies and ladies.
And then they leave. But
they take your advice?
I say, think again.
Well, yeah, this is really their problem. Smoking in the,
And then I go,
in the confessional box.
Don't tell anyone I smoke. Okay, so Gallup in this poll identified people who are highly religious as those who say religion is a very important part of their daily lives and that they attend services every week. Yeah.
My grandma used to pray before every meal and kiss her rosary.
Yeah, guess what my fucking family does?
Kiss rosaries?
No.
Pray before every meal?
We pray and then we sing Kiss from a Rose.
Oh,
yeah.
That's different.
It is different.
God, I'd hate to be hungry at your house.
Oh, it's great. It's 3. We get together at 5. We eat at 11.
Oh.
So, with this millennial study, I guess PRRI found that LGBT issues, rather than faith, have played a major role in pushing people away from the church, which is very interesting. And I guess Gallup's findings perhaps suggest the same thing. The treatment of LGBT people or the way the church regards that is what's pushing people away, not necessarily faith.
Would you say they're digging their own graves?
Here's the thing. So I grew up in a very religious household. We went to church every Sunday. I went to private school.
Catholic?
No, Episcopal, run by the church and not the cool Episcopal either. So I was in church every single morning except Saturdays. So I went with my family Sunday.
I honestly can't
and
even
Monday
imagine
through Friday with my school. I never felt really connected with it ever in my life. But the thing is that for instance, we were just in Boston. We've been in these cities. Churches are amazingly beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's
well, that's where all the money was.
It's too bad that the church's heart doesn't match the beauty of some of the structures.
Agreed.
When I went in that church, I was like, this is so magnificent. This is so beautiful. Does this place feel the same way about me? Probs not.
Yeah. Well, nothing really can beat Trump Tower in Chicago. Not everybody can.
You're right.
Really
rise to
that kind of architecture or beauty.
Well, here's hoping. I don't know. Take this job and shove it.
Show me the money!
Cuba!
Jerry Maguire
Yeah.
and every single woman trying to run a business in the U.S. So women-run companies are one of the fastest-growing segment of America's business. But like the song goes, the sisters are doing it for themselves.
I thought you were going to say, Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Why?
I just wanted to sing because then I can sing it pretty.
So out of the small business loans given out, only 4.4% go to women.
What?
Yeah. This is according to a report from the Senate Committee on Small Business and Entrepreneurship. Not only that, around 1994, the government was like, we should be giving out, I don't know, at least 5% of federal contracts to businesses.
So generous.
Businesses run by women. Haven't done it yet. All we have to do is 5%. That's so hard.
Yeah, well, 5% of
100%
is 5%.
very small. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of reasons why this is happening, but not like women haven't turned to every single, so they've turned to the government. Maybe we can get government contracts. Not going to happen. Trying to get small business loans, only 4.4%. Let's say they're like at a point where they can actually go to venture capital firms and try to solicit some investors. Only 13% of businesses run by women ever get venture capital funding, which is a 4% increase in the last 10 years.
Jeez.
So basically everywhere a woman running a business turns, there's just block, 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 block.
Shot. Did they sing that song in the Senate?
Oh, and the Senate every day.
Yeah. Women should walk in with tequila shots and sombreros and then say, give me my shot.
That's what they should do.
Yeah.
So why all the problems? You might ask. I have a couple of reasons. According to a study that Harvard, MIT, and Wharton School of Business did, their conclusion was, we find that investors prefer entrepreneurial pitches presented by male entrepreneurs compared with pitches presented by female entrepreneurs, even when the content of the pitch is the same.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Very sad. Some countries have been trying to fix this problem by forcing gender quotas on boards. So Japan is trying to set 30% of executives in a company to be female. The UK is trying for 25%. And Norway, who's like the king of being progressive, is shooting for 40%. There's some debate about whether or not it's working in these countries that have been trying it, saying that they're just getting women in executive positions isn't really helping because then there's no middle management of women. So It's hard to see a ladder and have a real hierarchy.
I see a ladder and I run because I'm not walking under a ladder with that bad luck.
That's right. But weren't you a fireman for a while?
I was.
But how would you do?
I was fired.
Another reason that women have a hard time getting loans in business is because it's very sexist. There was this anonymous letter written by this woman in Silicon Valley who runs her own business, sent into Forbes magazine. It's incredible. This guy who writes for Forbes was like, I can't believe the stuff she's saying. It's so insane. I would never publish a thing anonymously, but this needs to be said. And there's this app called Secret, I think. Do you know about it? Where you can tell secrets, but you don't have to tell your name or anything.
What?
It's used in Silicon Valley a lot to be like, this person, name somebody, did this to me, et cetera, and then other people could be like, what? Me too, but it's all anonymous.
I'm downloading this app immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have so many things.
It's Reddit.
So many businesses to bring down, so many things to say. I'm going to bring throwing shade down.
How?
I'm going to be like...
We already admit everything on the show.
No.
I said I did cocaine.
No.
And I haven't been arrested yet.
I'm wearing shorts today.
Oh, that's not a secret. You're changing it up because you usually wear pants.
Yes.
You just bought shorts for the first time.
This weekend.
Hope you can deal with the secret.
Listen, everyone download the app and you'll see my secrets. No problem. I'm bringing the whole thing down.
Can't wait.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so she had met this investor at his house. She didn't feel weird about it because she had met this guy through a family friend and she had had business lunches with him before, albeit with other people. She said, before heading out, she was at our office. I dashed home to change out of a dress into nondescript pants and a baggy high neck sweater. She's basically
ugly.
Scrubbing herself of sexuality.
Right. Oh, yeah. I see.
She said, assuming that his wife would be home, I didn't want to give either of them the wrong idea.
Sure.
So he did this thing that's so fun that guys do sometimes. They basically tick off every single thing from the book How to Be a Predator and just buy the book.
Yeah.
He told her she looked stressed, offered her a glass of wine, and tried to give her a back massage. Yeah.
That is so gross.
It is so 80s gross in that way of God, at least be inventive.
Can I give you a massage? No. I mean, yes, but no. I'll take a massage, but gross.
She finally basically eluded his advances. By that I mean physically moved her body into different points into his house so that she wouldn't have to be touched by him. Here's the saddest thing that she said. Every person that she told about the first guy who tried to seduce her in his own home agreed that I would need to go with the flow until we finished our raise, which is their how they're raising capital. It seemed that silence was just one of those sacrifices required to get my business off the ground.
It's insane to me how quickly gay rights is progressing and how we really are regressing.
Everything's regressing with women.
It's so crazy.
It's so awful. I do have a solution. So what we need is we need to circumvent the system.
I already am.
That's code for what?
I'm circumvented.
Oh, you're so. Oh,
I was as a
see.
child.
You're okay. So you weren't born in Europe, is what you're saying?
No.
Yeah. Okay. We have to circumvent the system, and I know someone who can help everyone do it.
Who?
Paris Hilton. All she has to do is give away a quarter of her money to female-led businesses who are looking for venture capitalists. Mm-hmm. Rich women stop being so greedy.
Yeah.
And start being greedy.
But also men.
No, I'm saying rich women don't be so greedy.
Yeah.
Be greedy in a different way, like rich dudes.
Yeah.
And give your money away so you can make more money and give it to women. Do it!